And point 3, the target audience eats this stuff up. I believe, and of course this is just my opinion, that some women are turned on by the idea of being wholly dominated by a man. This is something that feminism has tried very hard to stamp out of us, but again, some women just won't let it go. They want to be taken care of, not to need to work, to be the sole focus of their man's attention. It's all a very romantic idea to them. That is, until they find someone who fits the bill and realize that, hey, surprise, that behavior is usually abusive. I personally don't understand this desire. I believe equality should always be present in a relationship. I don't want somebody deciding that their wishes for me override what I want to do with my life. That's not healthy. It's like having a prison guard breathing down your back, watching your every move. But the twihards apparently don't see it that way. From personal observation, they want to be the center of another person's universe, and they don't fully understand the consequences of what that means. And because Edward showers Bella with attention, and because Bella never stops reminding us of how attractive he is, the twihards believe he can do no wrong. When I was on the Edward is an abusive boyfriend thread on Gaia online, there was one twihard in particular who dismissed every single abusive thing he ever did in the books. This includes physically manhandling Bella to his car and threatening to drag her back if she tried to run away, hiding her own property from her, disabling her truck engine to keep her from going somewhere without his knowing, having Alice hold her hostage when he wasn't around, and the prom incident. Also, don't forget him oiling Bella's window so it wouldn't wake her up when he snuck into her room, and how he very seriously pondered going through her stuff to see what she liked. And in light of all of that, that particular individual was still excusing his behavior. And I couldn't stand it anymore, so I wrote that person a very nasty letter that I still regret to this day, and promptly stopped logging onto Gaia altogether. The reasoning was that it's important in a relationship to be able to forgive when your partner slips up. But I tried and failed to make her understand that there are types of situations that are really not forgivable. As I recall, I said, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, fool me 5 times. I mean, where does one draw the line? It's hard to tell sometimes, but eventually it stops being a couple of isolated incidents and becomes a pattern. Sadly, that person is not alone. There were so many twihards on that thread, screaming, Edward isn't abusive, he loves Bella, that I lost track of them all. I would urge you to go read the thread, all of it if possible. It's very enlightening, and not in a good way. Sadly, I just read that paragraph. At any rate, this seems to be a bit of a problem with American youth. Is it society's fault for teaching us that pretty people are good people? Is it the public school system's fault for not teaching how to better recognize the signs of abuse? Are parents to blame for not being more involved with their children's lives? I want to blame someone or something for it, but there's no single smoking gun. It's a cultural phenomenon, and a stubborn one at that. Lastly, I speculate that the reason some people like to be dominated is the same reason that some have rape fantasies or strangulation fetishes. For them, there's something thrilling about the absolute lack of control in those types of encounters. Fear can be a high, otherwise people wouldn't get a thrill from visiting haunted houses or watching horror movies.